right, so today we're going to be talking about 10 things you should always keep to yourself. We only going through one. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? 10. Anybody ever sat down with you and told you 10 things you should keep to yourself? Nobody never told me. Never in my life either. Nobody sat down and told me. Just imagine when you was a kid, they'd have told us that.
You've been very proud.
Right. You said very private, right?
Very proud.
Word of the day, privacy. He hit right on it, boy. 10 things you should always keep to yourself. So word of the day, since we talking about 10 things you should always keep to yourself, is privacy. Privacy is a state or condition of being free from being observed or disturbed by other people. That's why you put your fence up in your house, around your house, so your dog can't get out and people and unwanted things can't get in. And people can't see you while you in your pool. Privacy fence. Also, saying of the day is, some things are better left unsaid. You don't have to say everything that's on your mind. You don't have to make people aware of everything you're thinking. Just because you're thinking it don't mean you got to speak it. This talk is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional guidance, advice, treatment, or diagnosis. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, substance use or abuse, or suicidal thoughts, dial 988-988 is available 24/7 nationwide and staffed by trained crisis counselors who are just a text or call away. 10 things you should always keep to yourself, 1 through 5. If you share everything about yourself with others, you might say things that perhaps you shouldn't. That's called TMI, too much information. That's called TMI. There's nothing wrong with keeping some things to yourself, and a lot of the time it's actually better. Sometimes keeping things private can also be helpful in creating success. Sometimes people ain't successful because they talk too much. And sometimes when you talk about stuff that you planning on doing or you trying to do, it's the people you telling it's the ones who sabotaging you. And you would be surprised where the blow's coming from. But if you kept your mouth shut, they wouldn't know where to hit you. Number 1, your biggest goals. Keep your biggest goals to yourself, because they can't disrupt them if they don't know about them. Right? If you have big goals, it's probably best not to share them with others. You're also more likely to achieve them this way. Telling people about our goals and then getting praise. Check this out. Telling people about our goals and then getting praise for setting them can make our brain produce the endorphins that it would once we reach the goal. So when you reach a goal, your brain produces endorphins to make you feel good because you reached the goal. Sometimes when we tell people about our goals and they start praising us as though we already achieved it. So they start praising us, and now all of a sudden we get that feeling as though we already accomplished the goal. That's a problem. That's the problem. And these ain't people who are trying to hurt you. They just want to encourage you and praise you because you set a worthy goal. And maybe you ain't set a goal like that before. So they happy for you. This makes us feel like we've already achieved something, and then we don't work as hard to reach our goal after that. I worked for an agency and we had a janitor. Oh man. And we all appreciated him because you can leave your office messy, trash in the thing, your desk messy. Man, by the time you come in the next morning, because he came after hours. By the time you came in the next morning, your office smelled good. It was clean. It was wiped down. The trash, you had a new bag in your trash. And then he worked there and we loved him. So we got together and said, he usually come when we leave the office. We don't usually get to say thank you or talk to him or nothing like that. So let's go out and do something for him. So when he come in, let's stay a little extra hours and celebrate him. Like, yeah. So he went and got a cake, some ice cream, and he got some cards. We all chipped in some money, put it in the envelope. When he came in, he wasn't expecting it. He never missed a day of work. He was never a problem. Like, yay, celebrating him. He was like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting this. Wow, da-da-da-da. And guess what? The next day he missed work. This makes us feel like we've already achieved something. And then we don't work as hard to reach our goal. Woo! Man, guess what? It's about to get deeper. I'm just scratching the surface right now. I'm finna go in now. 10 things you should always keep to yourself, 1 through 5. Number 2, good deeds. When you do something for somebody, don't tell people that you did it because you want credit for it. And you want acknowledgement and you want praise. And the Bible say that when you do a good deed, you store up in heaven. And the Bible also say that when you get your praise down here and your acknowledgement down here, you already got your award. There ain't one up in heaven no more.
And they also say that if you do it in secret, you get reward you open.
So yeah. You do it in secret and say it again.
If you do it in secretly, he'll reward you open.
Reward you openly. Man, Will, you look at all the work you've been doing for them men. Look how you changed their lives. I can't change nobody's life.
You changed my life.
No, I didn't. You changed your life.
You changed.
You changed your life. I gave you the opportunity because I've given a whole lot of people the same opportunity that I gave you. And guess what they did? They ruined it. So it ain't up to me. It's just up to me to give the opportunity. It's up to you to do something with it. You get the opportunity, you don't do something with it, that's your fault. I did my part. I can't hop in your body and make you act right. I can't do that. So I cannot change nobody. Give credit where credit is due. The only one who can change people is God. And if I do something for you, and if I look out for you, it's because God put me in a position to do it. So no matter what you do or what you give somebody, it always goes back to God no matter what. And I'm not going to lose my soul taking credit for something that don't belong to me.
Go with it, Will.
Come on, man. Come on. Good deeds. Try not to talk about the good things you've done for others. And it's going to be hard. That's why it says try not to. Try not to talk about the good things you've done for others. This can easily make you seem arrogant and self-serving. Those who can see your kindness don't need further explanation. When you do something kind, people see it. You don't have to wave a red flag. If you're only doing good deeds just to brag about yourself, it doesn't count. You want to buy the man some Burger King or McDonald's, the homeless guy, and have your kid hand it to him, and then you standing there with the phone taking a picture, that does not count. You get nothing for that. Always be kind and humble. 10 things you should always keep to yourself, 1 through 5. Your personal life. Keep your personal life to yourself. Because your business ain't everybody's business. Your personal life is your own business. There are certain things that are better kept to yourself, such as what you do in the sheets. Your personal life is your own business. There are certain things that are better kept to yourself, such as what you do in the sheets and your bad habits. Keep that to yourself. You go on a job and start talking about your bad habits to your coworker. I bet they get back to your supervisor.
It happened to my friend.
I bet they get back to the boss.
She got fired.
Yeah. Telling others about your personal things will open you up to judgment and criticism. Telling others about your personal things will open you up to judgment and criticism. Keeping certain aspects of your life a mystery will make you come across much classier and worthy of a lot more respect. You keep talking about your personal business and people gonna start losing respect for some of the stuff you be saying. You be better off keeping your mouth shut. 10 things you should always keep to yourself, 1 through 5. Number 4, your money and your wealth. Keep your money and your wealth to yourself. Some people have it better than others, and you may or may not be one of the fortunate ones. If you are, that's great. But it is not wise to flaunt your wealth too much, and it's best if you keep your family's wealth to yourself. Because if they think your family got some money, they come kick their door in and lay all of them down. I got an auntie, got a whole lot of money, man. She got a Benz, she got a safe, she got she got fur, we finna go hit auntie. Where she live at?
I don't know.
What street she live on? They gonna lay your auntie down. Money can corrupt friends and relatives, and when you have a lot of it, people around you are going to be jealous. And if you don't think they are, you're fooling yourself. Because if you don't think there are people around you who will get jealous that you got money just because y'all family, who do you think people get jealous of? The people who are closest to them. If you have it, enjoy it and feel good about it, but don't brag about it. Your financial status does not pertain to anyone but you. Don't never be telling people how much money you got, because it might cost your life. Number 5, life philosophy. Keep your life philosophies to yourself, man, because too many times we trying to make people think what we want them to think, and that ain't cool. Think what you want to think, that's cool, but you can't make other people think what you want them to think. Everyone needs to believe in something to get through the day. But the things that provide relief are different for everyone. The things that provide relief are different for everyone. So no one's way of doing things is the way of doing things. It's different for everybody. Some people to get relief, they work out. Some people to get relief, they go on a bike ride, they go on a walk. Some people read. Some people cook. Some people go out and volunteer for people. It's different for everybody. Somebody's life philosophy might not match yours. And that's cool. Any questions, concerns, or comments, y'all? And we're finishing it up. 10 things you should always keep to yourself, 6 through 10. Now, the word of the day is keep something. What is the definition of keeping something? To keep something is to retain in one's possession or power. We kept the money we found. That's keeping something. To keep from granting, giving, or allowing. That's to keep something. To keep from granting something to somebody, giving somebody something, and to keep from allowing someone to even do something. Saying of the day is, the more you gossip about your family problems, the more difficult they become. Number 6 is family problems. All families have drama, but these are not things you should be sharing with others. It's also very disrespectful to share your family conflicts with others, and it devalues you as a person. And people can't be vulnerable around you. So people have to be guarded. If I have to guard myself around you, it lessens your value to me. Problems in a home are best resolved in the home. If there is something wrong, it is okay to tell people who are close to you, as they can provide some support. Now, I'm not talking about if you're being mistreated and you need to talk to somebody because you're being mistreated in the house. I'm just saying if you're talking about little dramas and drama that go on in the house, because all families have drama. That's the first thing we said. All families have drama. They all have it. But families that are tight, close-knit families, you don't hear about their drama. They not out in the front yard cussing each other out. 10 things you should always keep to yourself, 6 through 10. Other people's secrets. If somebody tells you a secret and they say to you, it's a secret, you should never tell anybody about that. Because you're betraying a secret. Somebody confided in you. If people tell you secrets and they say, look, man, this is a secret, I don't want nobody to know, they're being vulnerable, you should keep that information to yourself. Too many times, man, we fall out with people or we break up with people, and now that we fell out with them and broken up with them, we want to divulge all of their secrets. What I say is you don't have any integrity. Because just because I'm mad at you, just because we fell out, I'm still not going to tell your embarrassing secrets. Because that also is going to devalue you as a person. And the people who you telling the tea to, come on, man. You got somebody around you who keep talking about people, you think they don't talk about you? I guarantee if they talking about their mom and their daddy, they guarantee they talk about you. They talking about their own brother, their own sister, they talk about you. Do yourself a favor and don't be the one to talk about the private lives of others, and don't gossip about them. Just remember to mind your own business. If someone confides in you with confidential information, it is your duty, ethically, to keep their secrets. If you share this information with anyone else, then the trust is broken and the relationship will be sacrificed. Because once somebody tell you a secret they don't want somebody to know, and you divulge that information, that relationship will never be the same again. You might make up, but it'll never go back to what it was. And they will never trust you like they used to. Now, there are exceptions. If the situation is life-threatening or endangering the life of someone else, yes, tell that. You call me on the phone and you say you thinking about hurting yourself tonight, but don't tell nobody. Oh, I'm going to tell somebody. Yeah, I'm going to tell somebody. So you don't hurt yourself tonight. 10 things you should always keep to yourself, 6 through 10. Number 8, Keep your fears and your weaknesses to yourself. Because once a person learns your fears and your weaknesses, don't fall out with them. I'm telling you, them fears and them weaknesses become ammo. They know how to get at you. They know what nerves to push. Everybody don't know how to get at you. Everybody don't know what nerves to push until you tell them. Fears and weaknesses. Everyone has fears and weaknesses, and sharing these feelings will not provide you comfort. Telling people about your fears and your weakness will never bring you comfort. Now, maybe talking about something that's bothering you, depressing you with a therapist. But just simply telling people, drinking beers, and I'm going to tell you what I'm afraid of, and I'm going to tell you what my weakness is while you're drinking beer. Oh, man, there's no value in that. In fact, people enjoying seeing other people's weaknesses, so don't feed the sickness. There are some people who enjoy that. Oh, man, haven't you seen when some people get ready to argue on a feed, and you got some people put the meme down there, they just eating popcorn? Or they might post, I'm just listening to the comments. I'm just being nosy. Because there are people who feed off of that. People with low self-esteem, that make them feel good. Why you think people watch Jerry Springer? Because if you feel down and depressed, you turn on an episode of Jerry Springer. If that don't raise your spirits,
My level is that bad.
you heard what I'm saying? Sheesh. Everyone has fears and weaknesses, and sharing these feelings will not provide you comfort. In fact, people enjoy seeing other people's weaknesses, so don't feed them. You can study up on your fears and weaknesses or get some professional help. Keep your fears to yourself, but share your courage with others. Fear takes away a person's ability to lead others, because if you're afraid, ain't nobody gonna follow you. People gonna follow a person who ain't afraid of what y'all finna walk into. So you can't be a leader if you're leading with fear. It causes doubt, hesitancy, and inability to make decisions when they matter most. You got something that's called the fear of success. A fear of success is a self-defeatist attitude and personality, especially towards good things, because you have a fear of success. But when it comes to bad things, you nurture that and marinate it. Come on, somebody. Fear of rejection. Fear of rejection is the fear of defeat. The fear of failure is a thought that allows motivation to avoid failure, that exceeds motivation to succeed. You got more motivation to sit down than you got to get up. You breathing life on what can go wrong opposed to what can go right.
That's a sad fault I have.
Yeah, bro. Yep. You're doing it to yourself. It's a fear. Bro, this stuff happens to people, been happening to people, man, for thousands and thousands of years. This ain't nothing new. Socrates talked about this. Opposite of fear is faith. If you want to fight fear, you better get into some faith. Better increase your faith. Because either you got faith or you got fear. Faith will get you to walk into something and you don't know what the outcome is going to be once you get to the other end. But I got faith that I need to go through this. And I know that the fact I haven't seen it yet, but I know when I get on the other end, I'm going to be a better person for it. Because if you don't have that faith, the fear is going to keep you on the outside of going through that tunnel. You got to go through that metamorphosis. You got to go through that change, which means you got to go. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be afraid a lot of times, but not going through that tunnel, you guarantee no success and more of what you've been getting. We're talking about moving forward and moving ahead. You got to have faith, because faith inspires certain things. Courage. Yeah, faith inspires courage, and it inspires hope. It's worth fighting for if it's worth having. It's worth working hard for it if it's worth having. Number 9, resentment about the past. Let the past go. You ever have somebody who be around you, they start telling the story and you can finish the story? You ever had that? I do that to people. Keep telling me the same story. I give you about 2 times. By that 3rd time, I'm going to finish the story for you. Oh, I know this story. Then your cousin came around over to the house, and then somebody was in the bushes, and then you was over there, right? And then they're like, yeah. Like, yeah. Yeah. Resentment about the past. Constantly digging up the past. Oh my goodness. Digging up that corpse. This is for me too. I was talking to somebody, having a disagreement with somebody last week and brought up something about the past. It had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Something that happened maybe 2 weeks before we had this disagreement. Even something 2 weeks ago is the past. And what I brought up didn't have nothing to do with what we was talking about. This is for me too. Resentment about the past. Constantly digging up the past will never help you. Constantly digging up the past will never help you. Though past experiences can easily affect today, don't let them define the moment you are in. If you're having a disagreement with somebody, man, talk about the disagreement in a respectful way. Talk about whatever it is that's going on at that moment. Don't bring up nothing about the past to highlight your point. Because it doesn't have nothing to do with what's going on right now. All you're going to do is make somebody feel bad about something that they did a while ago. Remind them of a mistake they made. You're just going to punish them. Best thing you can do is to express yourself in the moment. This way you can prevent past regrets and resentments. Forgive others in order to be forgiven. Forgive others in order to be forgiven and to create peace. Because that's all we really want is peace. Move on and let go of the negative past. 10 things you should always keep to yourself. 6 through 10. Number 10, your talents. Keep your talents to yourself. Because people get tired of hearing somebody brag about their talent. Don't they? And you might be justified. You might be talented in a certain area. But if you keep talking about it, eventually people are going to start getting jealous or envious. And we don't need that in our lives. This one is actually something you can share with others. However, if you have special talents, don't talk about them constantly. Only talk about them when the right time comes, because actions speak louder than words. Don't talk about it, be about it. Apply these principles whenever you can. Don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting that you isolate yourself from the world, but you should have certain boundaries that are not crossed, because no matter how kind people can be, they are unpredictable. And no matter how large the circle of people around you is, in the end, we are all on our own, other than our maker. So if you don't want people being rubbed the wrong way, you don't want people talking about you, keep your talents to yourself unless it's a reason to bring it up. A right place to bring it up, a right time to bring it up. So 10 things you should always keep to yourself, 6 through 10. We said number 6 was keep your family problems to yourself. Number 7, other people's secrets. Keep that to yourself. Number 8, keep your fears and your weaknesses to yourself. Number 9, resentment about the past. Keep that to yourself. Don't bring that up. Don't throw that up in people's faces, because you're punishing them or you're trying to control them with it, because all it's going to do is create guilt. And then number 10, keep your talents to yourself unless it's a good environment or a good reason to bring it up.